You named the snake Brad?
I didn't. Yeah,
These man.
We don't need it. We're
It's you and me.
It's you and me.
It's you and me. This is Zine Not Dead. It's Matt.
Yeah. And Brad.
And Brad.
We got two more readers tonight. The next one is Kevin
Huizenga.
Yes.
Kevin Huizenga is a recent Chicago transplant.
That's right.
We're happy to have him here in the Windy City.
Published cartoonist. Drawn and quarterly.
French Canadians.
French Canadians, they love it up there. Also a prolific self-publisher and prints right here. He lives in the space, providing the space for us.
He has graciously opened his home to us.
Yes. We're really excited to have him here in Chicago, reading at Zine Not Dead.
Yeah.
Without further ado,
please
Kevin.
give it up for Kevin Huizenga.
I'm just going to read some stories. This is called Postcard from Fielder, Spring 2021. I hope you are well. It's been so long. Neither you or I are getting younger. Before I ramble on any further, I want to say thanks and for the gifts and your kindness during this year. I hope to see you again after the plague dies down. My last chemo was on the day Trump left the White House. By the end of 2020, it felt like my personality had shrunk down to checking the news on my phone and a few other repetitive tasks. Few. But I got my second shot last week, Pfizer, and I'm clear of cancer according to the scans. I'm filled with gratitude and have been writing postcards to everyone. I write them in the morning after walking my neighbor's dog. It's nice, the cool morning air. He's very old, no kids, spouse died, and he recently fell. So I've been walking the dog in the mornings. No, don't eat that. Hey, no eat. After a short walk, I drop off the dog and have breakfast with Wendy, and then I write them and sip coffee. After all the chemo and surgeries, I can't drink much, but a little coffee is okay, said the merciful doctors. Wendy's doing well. She says hello. Hello. She bought an old refurbished photocopier. I love it. This is how cartoonists have midlife crises these days. So I made some custom postcards with it. This pic is of the meadow prairie. The doc said walk, so we went there every day I could handle it. Look at all these guys, pollinators. It's one of my favorite spots near the Wabash River. This was supposed to be a holiday card, but I'll just say, Happy June. I know you love this time of year. No mowing the lawn for me until I recover my strength. Merciful doctors. Let me know how you are, old friend. It's been a rough year. Connecting to everyone was a good thing, though. Such a boost. Every day I feel so lucky I could just cry. Alright, this one's called Second Attempt. When you write a sentence, it also appears here, in this landscape, as a rock formation. These tiny beings live among the cliffs and valleys of the words. They eat the mosses that grow in the fissures, and they float around carried by the odd winds. It rains once or twice a day, drizzles, more if the air where you are writing is humid. They build small structures out of the stems of weeds and shrubs. In the time it takes to write a word, 3 to 8 years pass for them. Our words erode, but are still legible after many human years. Do they themselves write or have any language? Do they have families? Do they understand our words? These and many more like them are meaningless questions. Each individual human being is assigned X number of them. Over the course of a life, all skill, memory, and speech assigned to each individual human being is also distributed exactly to their countless generations of moss-eating, word cliff dwellers. The connection is at the quantum level. In the eyes of the gods, we and they are accounted as a single entity. Different parts, slime, rummagers. Even though they have no knowledge of us at all, and until now, we knew nothing about them. The end. I had this book come out a couple of years ago called The River at Night, and this is an excerpt from it. In this book, the main character, Glenn Ganges, is having a hard time getting to sleep, and so chapter after chapter finds him lying awake in bed, unable to sleep, and he tries different strategies. The wind is picking up. Click. I could go get that book I was reading earlier. No, that guy writes too well. Maybe I'll read one of the other books I got today from the library. No. Maybe. No. It says History of a Synecdotal Item. And it says it's well reviewed. I heard this was really good. by Stephen. He says, This one's called Classics Classic by Classic. Classic. It's probably really great, but no, nah. Where's that one book? The super boring one. Maybe it's downstairs. In the office? I think my eyes are adjusting to the darkness. Swear word. We really have a ridiculous amount of books. They wait quietly in the darkness. We really need to cull the herd, the horde. Something else I can add to the to-do list. When Wendy worked at the bookstore, she'd bring home books all the time. Now she gets free ones from publishers and friends. They stack up. And when I got that .com job, I went a bit crazy with Amazon orders. I finally had some money. I still can't get out of the habit of going to the library, though. I like going to the library. I like the communism. I like how the books are wrapped in plastic. All these grad school books, good grief, and other abandoned hobbies. All these magazines. Should just toss them out. Might be fun to cut these up and make something. Uh-oh, who is that behind him? Whoa. That's the Grim Reaper. He says, "There is no way you can read all these. Trust me. Trust me. Anyways, you really should at the very least sit down and do the math. Pick out the right ones. Don't waste your time. They should let me write the reviews. When you start a new book, you should time yourself. Figure out your pages per minute, per day, and ask yourself if it's worth it. I mean, you do have time. You totally have time. Don't get me wrong. Just not a ton of it. Draw up a plan. Set deadlines." Glenn is smelling the book because it's like used books or library books used to smell like cigarette smoke. And you get one, sometimes it smells really good. He says, "You'll never read this book or this one. Get rid of them. Burn them in the fireplace. Save on heating costs." He said, "I remember this guy." And what about rereading? What about movies? What about traveling? Draw up a list of places. Clock's ticking. And it says, I have another book for you. And the book is called Flail Around, Then You're Done. That's all. Thanks.